I'm going to jump straight into this lecture as we've got a lot to cover and a lot of games to go over for you. So get ready to see a wide variety of games. So let's start from the top with quiz games you can play to earn bitcoins. So if quizzes are your thing, you'll love this. The first quiz game I want to present to you is the appropriately named Satoshi Quiz. Now, this site has a generous prize pot of 1,000 Satoshis for every question. Now let me tell you that this is actually a fun little game with some really thought-provoking questions, so do expect to be challenged. But of course there are a good mixture of simple to complex questions to answer. By the way, just so you're aware, you get 60 seconds to answer a question. Now, depending on how fast you type, it might be just enough time to Google some of those difficult questions. So let me tell you a little secret here. With their regular challenges, some of the prizes are up to 1 million Satoshis. So it's worth your while if you're into quizzes. So that's the first game. We've got so many more to go. The next is another quiz game and it's called Bitcoin Riddles. Now this is a pretty humorous way to earn your bitcoins playing games online, because you have to solve riddles presented in YouTube videos. And if you're good enough to be the first to get the correct answer, you win a prize in bitcoins. So that's a really cool site. Now that's all the quiz games you can play online to earn bitcoins I recommend. I'm going to move swiftly onto Bitcoin trading games now. Now don't worry, they're not real trading games. It's one of those simulation trading games which are extremely popular. So let me talk you over them games now. So here we have Spark Profit. Now if you have dreams of being the next Gordon Gekko, earning millions as a financial whiz, then this game is made for you. So what this game is a financial trading simulation in which you try your hand at making solid predictions about the real active financial markets. So like the forex market and the digital currency markets. Naturally, as any game, the better you do, the more you get paid and the more currencies you will unlock, and the points will then build up very nicely. Now at any point you'll be able to cash out your points to bitcoins or perhaps fiat currency, but this game is tailored towards Bitcoin users. I'd say one of the best and most unique features about this game is that it provides you with an array of tutorials which teach you on how to become a successful trader, which is invaluable. So with this game you're getting to learn a new skill, having fun, and getting paid. It's a fantastic feeling, isn't it? Now, some of the top traders on this game have seen earnings exceed $100 per month. Now, for a game that you play for a little bit every day, it's not bad at all, is it? Now let's move on to flash games that you can play online to earn bitcoins. Now I'm sure you know what flash games are, they're extremely popular on the web. So to start with, we have Tremor games. Now these guys have a huge range of different flash games you can play and earn bitcoins by doing so. Now the games here are like most you would find on online arcade sites. There is little difference, so it's good that they're familiar. Now unlike the other sites on Tremor games, you earn so-called Tremor coins for playing games, and of course for gaining achievements like high scores and so on. Now when you've built up a large enough amount of those Tremor coins, you can then exchange them for a range of goods, including of course Bitcoin withdrawals. So something definitely worth checking out. Now we have a gaming site called Cash Clamber. Just to make you aware, this is perhaps one of the more complicated games to get your head around. So let me explain it to you briefly, and if it interests you, then by all means head to the site and get started. So with this, basically it's a way to create and play skill-based games with friends and family for prizes in Bitcoin. The site has its very own framework for making these games, so if this is something you'd be interested in, by all means head over to the site and take a peek. So that's all for the Flash games now. Now I've got one particularly interesting and popular game to share with you next. It's in the business investment strategy kind of area. As with all the others, you can earn Bitcoins by playing it. So here it is, Farm Satoshi. I'd say Farm Satoshi is the most complex of the games I've mentioned, but fun if you can get hang of it nevertheless. So it involves building up a farm to increase production, as the name suggests. Throughout the game you can buy a number of different animals with the starter coins you get for signing it up. And remember, you have to make sure they have enough food and water, and of course that you have enough space to store them. In the game, the tasks to do are extremely varied. Put it this way, you won't get bored of it. Now, you do need to do these tasks in order to level up. Now, there is a similar game called My BitMine, and like that, you have to log in regularly to collect your produce from the farm and sell it to the bank for your Bitcoins. So you want to bank your Bitcoins and sell your produce at the market. Now, earnings on this game do seem pretty generous, so it's worth checking out. Now, I would just like to point something out before I move on to the following games, and that is many of these games give you the option to invest in the game in some way or another, especially Farm Satoshi. So if you do get messages like that, be careful, as they could potentially be operating a so-called Ponzi scheme. Remember that any investment you make is at risk, and any earned Bitcoins held in your account may become inaccessible if you follow these schemes. So it's always best to post a message in forums such as Bitcoin Talk if you get any of these messages and are unsure as to what to do, as the huge and trusted Bitcoin community on there will point you in the right direction. Now let me move on to the perfect games for if you're constantly on the go. And they're mobile app games for a range of devices such as iOS, Android, Windows and so on. So the first is Sarutobi. Now I hope I've pronounced that right. Now you're probably thinking, what or who is Sarutobi? Well, I can in fact confirm it's a flying monkey. Seriously. Now in the game you basically use the monkey to collect coins which appear on the screen. It's a really simple game, but an addictive one. Now, as far as I am aware, it's only available on iOS devices. Now, you can withdraw your Bitcoins in this game, so do remember that. And then the final mobile app game I would recommend to earn Bitcoins is O'Crop. Now, this is an Android game, so this game pits you against what can best be described as a planned uprising in apocalyptic future. Now if you manage to crack the top 10 leaderboard, you will earn some lucrative Bitcoins, so it's definitely a very well designed game worth checking out. Now before we move on to the remainder of the games I've got left to show you, I just want to take a slight detour, but still relevant, and show you how you could possibly increase your earnings playing Bitcoin games further. So the site I want to show you is BitGamer, but now called BitPlay today. So essentially this is a paid to stream site. So you play your favourite games, stream the action, and earn Bitcoins for doing it. As well as other cryptocurrencies of course, so you'll earn Bitcoins as well as others. Now viewers of your stream can set you challenges with the game you're playing, and if you meet them, you'll get further rewards. It's excellent, isn't it? Now, you might find that because the site is still gaining traction, you might not get many viewers. But you can expect this to change as the site becomes more established. As they say, it's always good to monetize your hobby, so if you're a gamer, this is something really worth checking out. Now let's get back to showing you some more games. Next up, I want to show you some of the most popular games you can play for Bitcoin. So let's get started on MMO games, otherwise known as massive multiplayer online games. Here is the game, it's called BitQuest. Now, if you're a Minecraft fan, then you'll absolutely love this. It is what is often known as a sandbox game, very similar to Minecraft, in which players build up the game world themselves. So you make the game, you make the story, you get control over everything, period. Now, BitQuest is a custom Minecraft server which makes Bitcoin the in-game currency which you can earn by mining, trading with other players and so on. Now that brings us on to the final two games I want to show you. A treasure hunt game and an augmented reality game. The first is BitRunner, which let me tell you is augmented reality taken to the next level. The best way to describe the game is a mix between treasure hunt and an action game. You can play with friends in this as well. Now through the game you'll be on the search for coin fragments, and when you piece them together you'll get your Bitcoin. But there is a twist here. You can also steal them from other players using cunning strategies. So this is something really worth checking out for a next gen game, especially involving Bitcoin. And finally we have this, Bitcoin Warlord. This game is basically a huge treasure hunt where you follow certain clues to find QR codes in the real world and then scan them in order to win Bitcoins and other prizes. But of course, we're after the Bitcoins. So this is something really worth checking out if you're always on the go, because this game is kind of based in the real world. So I hope you enjoyed the variety of games I showed you, and if there's anything else I can help you with in terms of finding a game that you want to play in a specific category, please do get in touch and I'll be sure to try and help you find one.